Bună ziua! Astăzi ne aflăm la un nou episod de podcast și am alături de mine o universitate din Germania. Noutatea pe care vă aduc astăzi este că această universitate are peste 70 de programe cu predare în limba engleză, ceea ce este o raritate pentru universitățile din Germania sau universitățile din țările nevorbitoare de limba engleză. Aici găsim o varietate de specializări. Vă invit pe site-ul universității să căutați variantele pe care acestea le are pentru a găsi specializări de la business, inginerie, tot ce înseamnă zona de digital și de asemenea specializări în zona de arte. Această universitate va avea un campus nou în Berlin, așadar dacă vei începe să studiezi în anul acesta, în anul 2023 și în anul 2024, vei beneficia de un campus nou pentru această universitate. Menționez că universitatea are mai multe campusuri în Germania, deci poți să alegi ce te reprezintă pe tine, ce oraș te reprezintă pe tine mai bine, un oraș mai mare, cum e Berlinul, sau unul dintre celelalte orașe pe care le iau ca și campusuri. Așadar, l-am astăzi alături de mine pe Emil. Hello, Emil, and thank you for joining us today.
Hello, Leah. Thank you for inviting us.
Emil, can you please tell me what university do you represent?
I represent SRH universities in Germany. As you said, this is a big network of University of Applied Sciences in Germany, which offer bachelor, masters in English and German language.
You said universities, not university. What do you mean by this?
SRH is a big not-for-profit organization and also has a lot of educational and healthcare management bodies and structures. But in terms of universities, we have several universities in several cities in Germany, like Berlin, Heidelberg, and in the region of North Rhine-Westphalia, as well as in Bayern. So we have more than 70 bachelor degrees all over Germany in English and German language.
This is a great opportunity for the Romanian students, considering like the international market. You said non-profit. And I would like to tell us, what does it mean to be a non-profit university?
It is a University of Applied Sciences, so we have a lot of activities in the social and the healthcare sector. That's why, and also we invest a lot of the funding into the students' realization and the students' professional realization and development.
This is good because it's important to know that all the profit that they have, they invest. This assures me, gives me an assurance like a parent that your university is doing a good job, let's say.
Exactly. Thank you for saying this. This is exactly what it is.
And what about students having so many campuses? The majority of the students are international, European, or more nationals from Germany.
We have a very good mixture of students on our campuses. As I said, we have programs in English and German. And mostly in our German programs, we have the majority of our German students studying there. But of course, if we have international students who are interested in studying in German, they can do, of course, the German program, or they can join our English programs where we have the majority of the international students. And students are really coming from all over Europe, Western Balkans, Ukraine, and also from the MENA region and also Southeast Asia.
Mm-hmm. Our parents who are coming to study consulting, usually when we recommend a university, they want to know what kind of university is this. It's a good university. When was founded? What is the history behind? How I know that my student is going to have, my child is going to have a quality education there. What you can tell me about the history, when was founded this university, so what is behind?
SRH history starts from 1955 when this SRH holding concern in German was founded. Firstly, it was dealing with healthcare and services management. Then later on in the year 2000s, it started investing in university and higher education and acquiring a few colleges and universities in Berlin and all over the countries. And those universities, those are University of Applied Sciences, which means that they put a lot of the focus is on the practical work. So we have, in Germany, the research university, which are more theoretical and research oriented, and we have the University of Applied Sciences, or the Fachhochschule. So, and we also have other type of schools, which are the art school as well, Kunst. But they all have this German accreditation. They're all state accredited. The only difference is the teaching model. In our university, we have something which is called core module. This is something invented by our professors, and this core module, the most important part of it is that, for example, when the students start in the first year, they are taught 1 or 2 subjects in 5-week blocks. So this is not to make them catch the material easily. So then after each 5-week blocks, they have exam, but the exams are under different forms. So it's not the traditional form of exam that you need, for example, to read 5,000 pages and then you need to write paper on that. On the opposite, here you have different projects. It could be a work project like a group, or it could be individual projects, or it could be presentation. So even the format of the exam itself is a bit different to the usual one. So we do this because we really care that the student will learn, and then they will keep really the practical knowledge and the skills they will need in their future jobs.
Okay, so what you describe now, it's about applied sciences system.
And
right?
in particular, the core module, that is something unique to SRH, and we only have it in SRH universities, the core module of teaching.
Okay, I understand. So the core module of teaching, okay, so it's a new procedure that you implemented at this university in order to be assured that the theory that you are giving to the student gets better understanding.
Yes. So that the students will really keep the knowledge, and it will not be like studying by heart. So it's also important, the link and the communication between professors and students during the classes. So students needs to come prepared, so they would know the topic that it's going to be discussed, and the learning will be through doing and through discussing tics and real life problems. So it's not going to be just reading from textbooks and studying information by heart.
This is very important because in this way you're going to develop the critical thinking. Like
Yes.
you have the materials home that you study, and then you come to school and you're going to work on projects hands-on. And if you have, of course, questions, you're going to ask the teachers. And in this way, you are going to get more understanding of the course. This is very, very interesting and very good. It should be like everywhere like this.
Exactly. And as you said, with this, we're trying to develop not only the hard skill, but the soft skills of the students, which are so much needed for the time after the second year, in the 5th and the 6th semester, when they're going to do the internship.
You mentioned now about the internship. So being in applied sciences, you said that you have this core module, and then applied sciences means also that they have an internship during the second year or third year?
After the second
year.
Depending on the program, it happens in the 5th or the 6th semester. Our bachelor programs are 7 semesters long, which is making 3.5 years. And also the students have a possibility to also add an extra semester, which we call 12 courses. So not only we care about their internship, about their soft skills, but they also have the opportunity to get courses from different degree programs. For example, they are studying with us management, but they also want to have some computer science knowledge, some computer science courses. So we have also music and audio design. They can really take extra subjects from the different program. The program will be in 4 years, 8 semesters. But speaking back about the internships, yes, the internships are something that they really need to do, a compulsory part of the programs in the University of Applied Sciences and also at SRH, and they last for at least 1 semester. But in some programs, students can really extend the internships and have it for like 2 semesters. And also most students, what they do, they finish the bachelor degree with a bachelor project, a bachelor thesis. So they most of them use the knowledge and the theory and everything acquired in the internship as a good base fundament for their bachelor thesis as well.
There is any other information that we should know about applied sciences apart the core modules and about the internships that is specific for applied sciences?
Well, as I said, this is one of the educational types institutions in Germany. It is very popular. Other countries are also successfully implementing the applied science model. So I would really tell to your students and their parents that the applied sciences model of teaching is really good if they are looking to get a professional realization in spheres like business, marketing, music, creative industries, film, healthcare, engineering. Those are all the topics and the programs that we offer at our universities.
Having this kind of internships and these programs hands-on, what is the employability rate at your school?
Oh, yeah, this is another fact that we are proud of. We have 97% employability rate, which means that 97% of the students, they find a job within 1 year of their graduation. So this means, but I think it's not a surprise because after the second year, most of the students already will have the fundamentals in their chosen field of education. They could also, without any problem, start working on some projects. Of course, as long as this would not bother the teaching process, of course, and they can catch up with the classes. But the programs that we teach are so much applied and so much needed on the job market that every student could find any kind of project or work or a freelance, call it as you want, but they're really a good opportunities, not only in Germany, but worldwide.
So I understand that having this applied sciences system, you create a better connection with the employers. And after graduation, they have like almost 100% chances to get a job in their field.
Correct.
Where your students are working, or where the alumni, where they are, in what companies they are working at this moment?
Well, they're working in really international companies. I could not tell like exact percentage. A big group of them are staying in Germany, and they do work for either German or international companies in Germany, especially in the area of Berlin. It's becoming very, very international. So only in the past several years, so many startup companies have been implemented. That also maybe one of the biggest investment was recently the building of the Tesla factory. So you could imagine if such big companies are in Berlin, that you also have another big chances. So more than 2,000 or 4,000 startup companies have been set up. And when I say startup, it's not only business startup, but it's also engineering, computer science startups. A lot of headquarters of big international companies are based either in Berlin or in Hamburg, when we also have a campus there. So, and also, that Hamburg is a big city, a port city. So for our students who are in the supply chain and logistics programs, or those who do business, Facebook and Amazon and other companies have offices there as well. So it is a very good opportunity. So these are the places where students do internships. Of course, we have a number of students who are seeking for real international experience, and they come from not only Europe, but other continents. So they're free to, if they want, of course, to choose an internship in the United States, for example, or Canada, or they can go back to their home countries. The opportunities are really limitless.
But it seems that Germany is a good country where to stay and to live and to work afterwards. What can you tell me about the salary in Germany at this moment? What are the salaries that the students they can get after graduation?
Yeah, okay. To start with, the first questions we always get is, can students work part-time? Because this is the first starting point to the first impression with the German job market. Most of them, they would like to support their studies. So the minimum wage is like 12 euros per hour. So you could imagine how much they can make during a month. So if they are working like for 20 hours per week, this should be almost enough to cover the basic living expenses, to cover for their accommodation, food, and other costs. In terms of a starting salary, we have statistics about, not statistics, but data which I can share with you after the interview. But regarding the job situation in Germany right now, they have a shortage of workers in many fields. So German economy is in need of new qualified workers. So this is a very good news for our students, because it means that for all of them who really wants to stay in Germany, they will have a very good opportunity to find a job in Germany in the chosen field. The salaries really varies from industry to industry, but I know the entry level is usually above 30,000 euro per year.
30,000, okay, per year. Mhm. I understand what you're saying about the German market. I went when I went to visit you during the ICF. I understood from your presentation, but as well I met someone who was hiring actually people in Germany, and was mentioning that in Germany they need around 40,000 employees every year. I was like, whoa, it's a huge number. So it seems that Germany needs people in a lot of areas in order for you to get a job.
Exactly. That's true. I wouldn't be surprised if this number is even higher.
It's not higher. That is good for the students who are going to Germany.
Of course.
To have to start a career there. I would like to ask you also about the soft skills, because you mentioned that during the core modules and of course during the internship, students they develop as well the soft skills. Mm-hmm. Why it's important to develop those soft skills during the university, and why this is important for the job afterwards?
Oh, that's extremely important, and this is because I'll try to tell it like this. Our students are coming from a more education system. This is more traditional, if you know what I mean. I don't want to say anything bad about it, but they really lack skills of how to, for example, present themselves, how to work in a team, how to have the analytical and critical thinking. So I will give you an example. You know that they have to find an internship, and this is something that students, mostly when we say that it's an internship, their perception is that the university will find the internship for them, which is not the case. We have a career and development service team department, which job is to help the students to onboard them and prepare them for the German job market through different seminars and workshops they organize, starting with the simplest thing, how to make your CV. So, you know, in every country, they have their expectation and their standards of and etiquette in business and when applying to a job. So the first thing will be like, okay, let's put together your CV. What is really important from the German employer perspective? How you need to put it. Also, if you need to better your chances of getting a much desirable job, maybe you can invest some hours in studying German. We do offer free German classes to our students in the first 3 semesters, and they can start from whatever their level is. So someone of them starts with the 0 level, and some of them start with maybe a higher level. So this is also important. And we have something called Startup Labs. So this is not only a creative space on our campus, but this is also like an organization. So this is where we organize different workshops on different professional topic. It could be like conferences, or it could be just meeting students and alumni of the university who are speaking about their experience working for an company. Or this could be industry visits, company visits, where we take students and we visit the company which is in their chosen field of education, or we simply do like so-called job fairs. Another opportunity is the job teaser portal, when we have published more than 12,000 opportunities for part-time, full-time jobs for students. So with all these tools that we're giving the students, they are much better prepared to get an internship. And so not only the soft skills, but all these meetings that we offer, I think the connections they have the chance to make are making them successful.
On the platform that you mentioned earlier, it's a platform where you, like the university, is adding jobs for the students.
It's a platform for universities and employees. I wouldn't say
So
this
it's
is only SRH. Other university could also use that.
So you teach the students how to find and where to find the jobs, and they get preparation for their CV, like how to look my CV. Is my CV is good, or if I need like an interview preparation, like what I should expect at an interview.
Exactly. This is important, but as I said, not only how to write the CV, but during the classes and the lectures, also our professors, they are coming from the industry. So they're not only teaching, but they also have professional experience. So they're pretty well acquainted with which are the trends in the industry, what are the industry players, where can they really go and work depending on each student's individual interests. So this is why the connection between the professor and the student is so important, because they are like more coaches and tutors to help them, find their way through the different steps.
I'm happy that you mentioned all this information about how to find an internship during your studies with you, because indeed there are parents or students who are mentioning, yeah, but I want to go to a university where the internship is 100% assured by the university. And this can not, it's not good to be like this, and why this perspective is not a good one. And it's important to learn during the university how to find the internship, and the university to give you all the necessary tools in order for you to do this work. Because when you are going to do this work, if you know that the internship is not assured, it means that during the university studies, you're going to be maybe more interested to have good grades, to be involved in various projects in order to build your CV. So you're not going to sleep during your university. So you're going to have like a goal. Okay, I need to do well to have good grades in the first 2 years, because afterwards in the third year is going to come the internship. So I need to be active. So this is a motivation for the students, and then also it's a practice for them in order to understand how it's life. Because after when they are going to graduate, it's important to understand how competition works, because they're going to get a job depending on their CV and how they present themselves. And I like the fact that you mentioned about the soft skills, that you prepare students and they can develop the soft skills, because when they are going to an interview and when they are going to have the job, and if they want in that job to go higher, like to the next position, then they need also soft skills in order to know how to work in a team, how to communicate, how to solve conflicts. And all these kind of situations or these kind of skills, they will develop them during the projects that they are going to do with you, and also the fact that they are going to have the internship during the university studies. So it's very good to have this kind of university setting. I just wanted to mention this.
This whole transition from high school life to university life, where they need to become more independent, is actually key here, because this is what the university teaches them, to get independent and to further specialize, find the way, find the exact place.
You mentioned about alumni and the networking opportunities. Why it's important to go to a university where they have a big alumni, big alumni setting? And why it's important the alumni body?
Well, it is simply because, first of all, alumni are students who are always caring about future generations. When you get successful, you would like to share your knowledge and to make other people successful. And why not help your fellow students who are just following the way you have done before? And those are invaluable meetings with such kind of people because usually they are busy with their professional life and stuff. But alumni, it's always the best choice for coach or someone you would ask about the experience, so you could probably get even better results. We also have something called Unibuddy, so not only alumni but current students are also willing to help future students. On our website there is a section about that. So if there are any students who would like to speak to students, think from Romania or other countries, they are able to find these so-called student ambassadors and speak to them to learn more about the experience at university.
This is great. Yeah, it's important to get various connections and to get help from someone already past the path that you will follow. Emil, I see that you have various programs in English. As I mentioned at the beginning, that you have 70 bachelor programs in English. And I see that you have like a variety of them, and mainly a lot of them in the engineering and technology area, but as well in the creative, for example, the industries. And I see here, for example, that you have music and audio design. How do you get assured that you use the equipments necessary for them in order to be prepared for the job in the future? Because I'm asking you this because in general, at least in Romania, I heard from some for the majority of the employers that they are mentioning that that the student is finishing or graduating the university in Romania or something that is similar, that they don't know how to use an equipment when they start their job. How the things are going at your university?
Yeah, thank you for this question. This is also important, and one of the reasons why our students are making this successful job, because especially right now in the new campus we're opening in Berlin, we'll have more than 12,000 square meters of teaching place. Wow. So this will have several audio and video design studios and laboratories with the latest equipment. But most important is not only the equipment, but how you are taught to use the equipment. As I told you before, our professors are coming from the industry, so they know exactly what skills will be needed from the students in order for them to be better prepared. So you could have a really nice camera, but if you don't know how to use it, for example, then it's useless. Of course, we have the nice camera, the nice audio video studios, and the green screens and everything for them to make the best projects. Also on our website, the students can see example of the works in the chosen field, like audio. For those who are studying music production, for example, we not only provide them with the technical equipment, but we also provide them with the stage, so they can perform every Friday or most on Fridays in the campus, in the current campus area with the stage. So people from the local musical field can listen to that. This is also one of the first, stages they will perform. And also our different studios will be where they will make their first recording, professional recording. So this is how we help them to get involved in the business.
I remember that when I came to you last time, when you had the event, the girl who recorded the event was like taking pictures and doing all the stuff. She was one of her students, and I think she was in the second year. And as well, we had someone who, when we had the the intro, let's say, and the lunch break, we had also a student from your university that performed piano, like a piano concert or something like that.
Yes, yes, exactly.
So you are involving like students
all the time, absolutely.
I'm happy about this. But what about the costs? So we understood that there are a lot of reasons to study at your school. I understand that it's a private university. So what about the costs? Because usually people are very scared when they are hearing about a private university.
Yeah.
The range I would like to know, like for the bachelor degree, the range.
Yes, for bachelor degrees, the range is currently between 7,000, 8,000 euro per year. We have some of the programs a little bit more expensive than others. This is because of the investment and infrastructure that is being used. The good news, however, is for European students who cannot afford to pay the full tuition fee in advance, they can pay monthly. So on our website, and if they speak to you You can show them the fees. They can pay monthly. They can pay per semester or per year. And also another big opportunity for them is to use especially tailored student loan, interest-free student loan with our partners. And this will give them the opportunity to have their tuition fees covered, and then they will have to repay only after they graduate and they're performing well, they're receiving salary.
But this is good to know. Being the monthly payment, it's indeed very useful. And anyway, the price that you have, as I know all other universities in Europe, it's a good price. It's a medium one, so it's not an expensive university. It's quite affordable. We have various students who are going to your considering your school every year. What I want to ask you, being a private school, this means that it's a good school. I'm asking you because in Romania, our private schools in general are less competitive. What about your university? Because in Romania, people, they believe private, like not a good university for sure.
Okay, how to say? As I said in the beginning, our university has a state accreditation. So part of this state accreditation process also include quality assurance. So all our university and all our programs need to adhere to certain quality assurance standards, which are really looked after. We have a whole department which deals with quality assurance, and what I could say that we got like the maximum 10 years accreditation for the university, and this doesn't mean that after 10 years we're no longer accredited. It is a special mechanism by the German government that all the university takes during this process in a certain period of time. Apart from the state accreditation, there is also something called program accreditation. So this is again another thing to make sure that the program, the professor, the teaching is up to the standard. Most often in this process are taken into consideration the needs of the business and the feedback from the business, the feedback from the student, because students also take part in the accreditation process by also taking part in surveys, and which are really like important. It's not like pro forma, not at all. If there is a problem, the students need to inform us, to inform the teacher or the university, so it can be fixed as soon as possible.
You are very democratic. If you have also introduced, if you have also the student, or if you are taking care of the student's opinion in this process. Mm-hmm.
It's part of the accreditation process.
So well, this means that when I'm going to be at the university as a student, and maybe I don't agree with something that the teacher taught us today, maybe I can go and say, look, my perspective is in this way, like is encouraged usually to have various perspectives, because you said you are going to give me the lessons home, I'm going to study, I'm going to come to with the teacher, and maybe I have a different perspective because I read, I don't know, three books.
Well, those are two different things. Of course, you're encouraged to speak up your opinion, especially when it comes to the topic of studies. You are encouraged to argue with the professor, and they like this. This is one thing. And when I say to have a feedback, the feedback is for mostly overall the teaching process, not what you think about the teacher in particular, because this is subjective, but the whole teaching process as a whole. And you, at the start of the studies, you receive the house rules, which we have, and there should be such house rules in a university. So you know clearly what to expect, what you need to do, and what you can require. So if there is something which is not up to this standard of the house rule, then it's your right to speak up and say, look, we have a problem here, or maybe this can be improved and stuff like that. But usually when it comes to the teaching process, you and the students are requested to speak up and to have their opinions and to argue, because this is how they actually learn.
Okay. And what about this quality teaching that you're mentioning, that there are some criteria? Can you tell us? Do you have this kind of information, and can you give us some information?
Of their details, I don't know what specific example to give you, but you know the rankings, higher education rankings. So you know that there are like several factors, like for example the teaching student ratio. You have the quality of the research work, which is valid for research university, but you could also have like employability rate. You could have also something which is more subjective about the environment, about the facilities and stuff. So this all sums up into the general mark, or how to say, yeah, it is a mark, a point.
Yeah.
So those are examples of that.
Thank you. It's good to know in what your student is going to get after graduation, and that's why I asked this question. I don't have any other questions for you. If you'd like to add anything important about the school, if you think that we didn't cover it.
Well, thank you for this opportunity of presenting SRH universities. I'm really happy about this conversation, and I think we covered a lot of the aspects of being a student and the life of a student in University of Applied Sciences in Germany. We are looking forward to getting students from Romania for our English top bachelor degrees in our campuses throughout Germany. And we hope this will be a really nice experience for the students, and that they will become very successful in their chosen field, no matter which country they decide to stay in after they graduate.
Thank you as well for all the information that you shared with us, and we have already good feedback from your school. And then this is important.
Thank you.
Dragilor, ați văzut, ne-am întâlnit cu Emil de la Universitatea SRH. Vreau să menționez câteva aspecte care pe mine m-au impresionat, aspecte pe care eu le-aș lua în considerare pentru această universitate. Deci eu aș alege SRH pentru următoarele motive, și anume, mi-a plăcut în mod special faptul că au introdus acel core module prin care menționau că dezvoltă, care e ceva specific doar pentru ei, prin care ei îți dezvoltă atât abilitățile, atât cunoștințele pentru domeniul respectiv, dar cât și abilitățile necesare pentru un job ulterior în carieră, acum ar fi zona asta de soft skills de care povesteam noi, comunicare, lucru în echipă, leadership și așa mai departe. Apoi mi-a plăcut că are o rată de angajare de 27%. Asta te asigură ție șansa să îți găsești un job după finalizarea studiilor. Apoi am înțeles că ei oferă cursuri gratuite de limba germană pentru primele 3 semestre. E important să cunoști limba germană în limba țării respective, în țara în care vei merge. Te va ajuta la găsirea unui internship mai ușor ulterior și să te descurci practic în viața de zi cu zi. Și plus că te crezi mai ușor în cultura respectivă, pentru că nu știi ce vei face dacă vei rămâne în țara respectivă sau nu știi ce se poate întâmpla în 3-4 ani după finalizarea studiilor. De asemenea, un lucru foarte interesant pe care îl întâlnești foarte rar la universități este că ei îți permit ca, nu mai știu, Emil a menționat în anul 3 sau în anul 4 au menționat că poți să iei anumite subiecte care nu au legătură cu specializarea ta. Și asta este foarte important, pentru că sunt sigur că unii dintre noi care ar studia specializarea, nu știu, de management și ar dori la un moment dat să studieze și să înțeleagă ce înseamnă și specializarea, nu știu, din zona de inginerie sau din altă zonă, pentru că te ajută toată pe cultură generală, dar să-și anumite curiozități pe care le poți avea tu, și asta te face mai, de ce e important? Pentru că asta te face mai interesant pe tine pe piața locurilor de muncă, pentru care îți vei trimite CV-ul, poți adaugi asta specific la CV și poți să te implici mai departe în proiecte din zona respectivă. Am menționat că au acel startup lab la universitate, care prin intermediul căruia te vei conecta cu piața locurilor de muncă, adică ei creează târguri de joburi în cadrul universității, vor face vizite industriale la diferite companii și toate acestea te ajută pe tine să-ți faci o idee mai clară asupra angajatorilor. De asemenea, faptul că internship-ul nu este asigurat de către ei, ci îți pun la dispoziție o bază de date de care tu prin care și învață pe tine cum să găsești un internship și cum să fii pregătit pentru un interviu la universitate. Asta e un lucru valoros, pentru că știți vorba aia, învață pe om să prindă pește, adică nu-i dau mândița. Deci cam asta face acest proces de internship. te asigură, te învață și pe tine cum să fii activ, să fii dinamic și să te prezinți bine pentru piața locurilor de muncă. Și mai spuneam eu că în același timp te ajută să și ai medii bune pe primul an și al doilea an, pentru că internship-ul se alege în al treilea. Și atunci e important pentru tine să te asiguri că ai note bune, că ai un CV cu proiecte pentru a putea lua internship-ul ulterior. Și nu în ultimul rând, menționam de profesori care vin din industrie, sunt profesori care au deja experiență în domeniu și altfel de înțelege de la cineva care a trecut și care lucrează în domeniu față de o persoană care doar cunoaște lucrurile la nivel teoretic. Nu mai spune faptul că în Berlin va fi un campus nou, așadar toți cei care veți studia în campusul Berlin veți avea opțiunea de a studia într-un campus nou în Lund. Sunt o varietate de motive pentru care să alegi această universitate și partea de școlarizare, de taxe. Aici există și posibilitatea să-ți iei împrumut pentru taxa de școlarizare, pentru taxa de școlarizare, deci un lucru extraordinar. Sau poți să plătești taxa respectivă sau o să alegi varianta de plată lunară. Sunt foarte multe motive pentru care SRH este o universitate bună de luat în calcul pentru universitatea viitoare, așadar te invit să vii la Student Consulting, să-ți alegi un consultant educațional și să înțelegi mai multe despre această universitate și ce înseamnă procesul de admitere. Îți mulțumim că ne-ai urmărit, lasă-ne în comentarii părerea ta, întrebările pe care le-ai despre SRH și Emil o să ne ajute cu răspunsul la întrebările tale. Pe curând!